Right, so my name's Matt from Dobisons Spring Suspension. We specialise in a lot of suspension products and have done for many, many years. Dobisons was originally founded in 1953-ish by a gentleman by the name of Reg Dobisons, who he started the Dobisons Spring Works up in Rockhampton. But he'd been playing with springs since the 30s and the 40s, and then opened a company in the 50s. Where he's now taken place, obviously, as one of the leading spring manufacturers in Australia. So Reg was really at the forefront of creating suspension products in Australia, and both in research, development, obviously, manufacturing in Australia as well. Fast forward quite a few years, where his kids have taken over, and they've continued on as well. So once again, a lot of R&D based on in the four-wheel drive range. With all core springs made in Australia up in Rockhampton. And they started that in the 70s and the 80s, and now their kids have taken over again. So it's 100% family owned, 100% family operated, right here in Queensland in Rockhampton. So a little old town up on the coast of Queensland. So with everything made up there as well. So they branched out. They're not just coils. Everything is leaf springs, shock absorbers. A lot of other stuff in regards to suspension as well. So where are we going to? Bushes for the rear, for your leaf springs, shackles, pins, all that kind of stuff, which is all manufactured for Dobisons to Dobisons specifications. So, and every product is tested in Australia before going to market. So we run one of the harshest climates in the country. So we go in and we test them all before we actually send them out to the country. So you guys know that you guys are getting a quality product made from the family, right to you guys knowing that you guys have the full support back from everybody, and that we've tested it as well. So, all right. Leaf springs, we do a variety of vehicles in regards to our leaf spring range, and we don't just rest on 2 or 3 different sets. They're constantly evolving. The engineers are constantly playing with the different leaf characteristics of vehicles so that we can get you a more comfortable ride based on what you're carrying 80 to 90% of the time. The old cliche, everybody coming in going, I want a lift kit on my car, and everybody goes, yep, no drama, here's the lift kit, see you later, out you go. That's really not where Dobisons come into it. We want to sit with you and we actually want to create a suspension kit that's designed for you. So bull bars, winches, things like that, that all changes the front coils that can go on the front of vehicles, which changes your characteristics of your vehicle as well. If we go too harsh on the front spring, it gets too hard on the front end and everybody starts complaining. Nobody likes touring with a hard suspension system. And then the same with the rear as well. If we go too light, we end up sagging, creates a drop. Lights go up in the air and suddenly we're driving up the road and we're going koala spotting. And if anything, travelling with my kids, they'll always point them out. They'll never look at the road looking for the kangaroos, they'll always look for the koalas. So we create the system designed around the information you provide to us. So we then get it more comfortable. We then get you happy with your vehicle, especially when you want to tow or you want to go forward driving as well. The touring industry's renowned for getting a lift on their car. They go driving up the road, everything's nice and comfortable, they take the caravan off and then suddenly it's, oh, this is really hard, this is terrible, I don't like it. And let's face it, we've all had that conversation in the automotive industry at one point, where we'll actually sit back with you and go, all right, how do you travel 80% of the time? If you travel with a softer suspension setup with nothing in the car, when your caravan goes on, it's going to create a little bit more of a drop in the rear, but you're going to have a nice, comfortable ride. There's other solutions to the drop as well. So same with the front end as well. We can actually create a lot more range of coils for the front end, even the coil in the rear of the vehicles as well. So we don't just take a vehicle and go, all right, soft, medium or hard. We'll actually create the suspension setup for what actually you're challenging and what you're chasing out of your vehicle. So at the end of the day, and we've got all our products come in suspension. They come with a 2-year unlimited kilometre warranty, which is one of the leading best in the market. And in saying that, failure rates are very, very, very low, if minimal at all. So we stand behind our product through any of our dealers and any of our shops around the country. Doesn't matter where you are, you can always get onto somebody. Happy touring.